Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. So, I hope this stays in focus. New camera, I don't know how to do anything. So, right, I was on YouTube myself just now and then I saw that Ethan Klein, of all people, put up a video entitled, Chrissy Teigen is a terrible human being. So naturally, piqued my curiosity. I clicked on it, watched the first 5 minutes and then thought, ooh, I'll talk about this. Now, right, here's the thing. And I'm going to be very honest here. I'm biased against Chrissy Teigen. I don't like her, I've never liked her, and it's quite petty, it's quite petty. I don't like how it's forced down our throats that she's the queen of clapbacks and she's so funny, guys, she's really funny. I don't find her funny. Humour is subjective. I'm sure there's loads of people that don't think I'm funny and that's absolutely fine. But queen of clapbacks, she, to me, seems like the type of person that has live, laugh, love on a sign in her living room. Okay, like I said, it's petty. Also, didn't she have all those weird tweets about children that she had to delete? Anyway, maybe no one should use Twitter. That's my point. That's the point of today's video. There you go, spoiler alert, no one should use Twitter. So, Chrissy Teigen is in a bit of trouble because it would appear that she tweeted a few months ago that she was leaving Twitter and then didn't, just went back to it. So, you know, it's not an airport, don't have to announce your departure. For over 10 years, you guys have been my world. I honestly owe so much to this world we have created here. I truly consider so many of you my actual friends. Do you mean like your celebrity mates that reply back to your tweets? Or do you mean your actual audience? Because I'm pretty sure your actual audience aren't your real friends. You wouldn't tell them all the dirty secrets about your and John's marriage, would you? Know what I mean? Time for me to say goodbye. This no longer serves me as positively as it serves me negatively, and I think it's the right time to call something. My life goal is to make people happy. Important. The pain I feel when I don't is too much for me. I've always been portrayed as the strong clapback girl, see? Right? But I'm just not. My desire to be liked and fear of pissing people off has made me somebody you didn't sign up for, and I'm a different human than when I started out here. Live well, tweeters. Please know all I ever cared about was you. Fair enough. Twitter. Toxic place, and if you feel it's toxic, then yes, unplug yourself from that matrix. But then I think she went back to it a few weeks later, so okay, who cares then? So it would appear that her tweeting that prompted one Courtney Stodden to talk about being bullied by Chrissy Teigen on Twitter. Now, Courtney Stodden, for those of you who might be unaware, Courtney Stodden came out as non-binary last month, but when they were 16, they shot to fame because they got married to the actor Doug Hutchison. Have you seen The Green Mile? You know that nasty prison guard who doesn't wet the sponge and also pisses himself when Wild Bill grabs his penis? That's Doug Hutchison. Why do people care? Well, Courtney Stodden was 16 when they married Doug Hutchison, who was 51. I remember some of this because they went on to Celebrity Big Brother several years ago. And the narrative at the time was very much, look at how they dress, you know, scantily clad, provocative, gold digger, fame whore, using Doug, etc., etc. That's what the narrative was at the time. People spent, this dude who was 51, really 50, not that that matters much, really married a 16-year-old, and the press was just concerned with tearing down a literal child over, you know. I was very aware of this rhetoric at the time. I was a teenager too. And now, looking back as an adult, Courtney was a child. What? A big collective what? It was predatory behaviour, totally inappropriate. They were a child that was groomed, married an actor. I think they got divorced in 2020. And they were the ones being ridiculed over this rather than the person over 3 times Courtney's age. This all came out recently, it seems. Courtney Stodden opens up about being bullied by Chrissy Teigen. Pop Crave tweeted this. Chrissy Teigen wouldn't just publicly tweet about wanting me to take a dirt nap, but would privately DM me and tell me to kill myself. Things like, I can't wait for you to die. Not only her, but Joy Behar had a field day with calling me a slut. Courtney Love told me I was a whore. People came out of the woodwork to beat up on a kid because she was in a situation that she shouldn't have been in. There were a lot of celebrities acting like playground bullies. Some of the worst treatment I got was from women, and we're not going to get anywhere if we keep holding each other back. Agreed. So here are some of the tweets. Chrissy Teigen, at Courtney Stodden. And this was 10 years ago. My Friday fantasy, you dirt nut baby. Go to sleep forever. My home erupts as I deeply penetrate my long, hard lemongrass. Garlic overwhelms my senses as I stuff it into my snapper, at Courtney Stodden. Wow, guys, she's so funny. Sorry. Chrissy Teigen would have been 25 or 26 at the time. I was funnier at 25 and 26. That's no excuse, actually. You have rabies. You're like a bad Mad Lib. What drug makes you do that with your mouth? Asking for a friend who really wants to know how to look like an idiot, thanks. Real curvy bod. Never ceases to make me laugh out loud. Thank you so much, Courtney Stodden. You truly are a Twitter dream. I hate you. So after this interview comes out, Chrissy Teigen puts on Twitter, not a lot of people are lucky enough to be held accountable for all their past bullshit in front of the entire world. Western Hemisphere. I'm sure people in North Korea don't give a shit about your Twitter, Chrissy Teigen. Pet peeve, that's such a Tana Mojo thing to say. You know, me and Jake Paul were getting married, it was from the entire world. Like, oh, a few million people care. 7 billion people in the world, Chrissy and Tana. I'm mortified and sad at who I used to be. I was an insecure, attention-seeking troll. I am ashamed and completely embarrassed by my behaviour. But that is nothing compared to how I made Courtney feel. I've worked so hard to give you guys joy and be beloved, and the feeling of letting you down is nearly unbearable, truly. These were not my only mistakes and surely won't be my last, as hard as I try, but God, I will try. I've tried to connect with Courtney privately, but since I publicly fueled all this, I want to publicly apologise. I'm so sorry, Courtney. I hope you can heal now, knowing how deeply sorry I am. I'm so sorry I let you guys down. I'll forever work on being better than I was 10 years ago, 1 year ago, 6 months ago, etc., etc. To which Courtney puts a screenshot. Chrissy Teigen blocked you. Courtney Stodden. I accept her apology and forgive her, but the truth remains the same. I've never heard from her or her camp in private. In fact, she blocked me on Twitter. All of me wants to believe this is a sincere apology, but it feels like a public attempt to save her partnerships with Target and other brands who are realising her wokeness is a broken record. Personally, I feel that it's a load of nonsense if you're publicly saying, well, I'm privately trying to reach someone, but privately you actually have them blocked. It's nonsense. PR, damage, control, move. The replies to Chrissy's tweet are baffling. I mean, there's a mix, but there's a lot of people saying, you know, we make mistakes and you're so brave for speaking. Yeah, really brave. So brave when she privately DM'd a 16-year-old to tell them to kill themselves. And I often don't agree with dragging up old tweets from a decade ago to prove a point that's going on now. I generally don't agree with that. And we do make mistakes, we do grow, we develop, we learn, etc., etc. But, I mean, I've made mistakes, but I don't think I ever, at the age of 26 or 25, messaged someone minor privately to tell them to kill themselves. I think this is a little bit more than that. And yes, people change. Has Chrissy changed that much, or has she just gotten better at hiding that part of herself? Shouldn't she have to delete like 60,000 tweets? And it was going on for months too. So be nasty to someone once or twice. Maybe that can be a mistake that you grow from. But if it's going on for months, then isn't that just bullying? And yes, you can grow and learn and be better, but is it my bias because I don't think she's funny and I don't appreciate everyone telling me how funny she is all the time? Is it this my petty bias coming through? Or I kind of think, if anything, over the past decade, she would have become more elitist, more... Because there's some sort of elitism going on here, isn't there? You know, this girl marries a celebrity, rush of fame. Like, let's ignore the obvious grooming and predatory behaviour. Let's put that to the side. What else would cause Chrissy to, at that time, being 25, message a bunch of bile? Is it a bit of jealousy that someone else is in the news? Because if so, that's gatekeeping fame, which is elitism. The motives are baffling. I mean, she used to also tweet weird stuff like Lindsay Lohan adding more slits to her wrists. You know, it was bullying behaviour, which I also kind of feel like, you remember those tweets that she made about the kids, the really, really inappropriate jokes that she made about the kids and having to delete all that. And people, again, a lot of people rinsed her for it, but then a lot of people were also quick to defend her. And it's just kind of, with Chrissy Teigen in particular, I always feel that there's a little bit of a weird double standard going on, and I'm not sure where it's coming from. Because didn't Shane Dawson get chased off the internet for making similar inappropriate, vastly inappropriate jokes about kids and teenagers. Do you know what I mean? Didn't she also tweet once about her dog shitting on the floor and her pretending not to see it, so then the maid would have to clean up instead of her? That could have been a joke, but I think I've always had the impression that she's not a very nice person. Maybe I have that impression because I don't believe that I'm a particularly great or nice person either, and I feel like I can sense that in others, like a sixth sense or a spider sense for other people being dicks, because I'm a bit of a dick too. I don't know. I'd like to hear your guys' opinion on this. I'm always open to people changing. I think there are a few things in life that are irredeemable. I think most behaviour is redeemable, rehabilitable. Is that a word? People learn, grow, change all the time. I'm not convinced that Chrissy has, especially if she's saying, I've tried to privately reach out, yet Courtney's still blocked. I don't believe her. Why do I feel like I'm going to get shit for this video? Why do I feel like people are going to be like, oh, Alizee, you're just being so jaded and nasty? Yeah, it may be so, but hey, I can grow, learn, change, develop, and stop being so jaded and nasty. I don't know. You just must have a lot of feelings to want to DM a 16-year-old telling them to kill themselves. And it's not just an isolated incident, you know, the Lindsay Lohan stuff and this Farrah Abraham from MTV's Teen Mum. Yep, that's right. There seems to just be a pattern of behaviour of Chrissy Teigen being nasty to younger women, so I love the smell of internalised misogyny in the morning. Really wakes me up, really gets me going. In fact, Chrissy Teigen said last year that she's raising her son to be the ultimate feminist, right? Oh, that's good. You know, champion of women's rights, Chrissy Teigen. But in 2013, she said to Farrah Abraham from Teen Mum, in other news, you're a whore and everyone hates you. What kind of brand of feminism is that? I love it. We love to see it. Wow, amazing. That was 2017. Maybe Chrissy has changed and grown. I feel like I've said this 5 times already. But there just seemed to be quite a lot of this nastiness towards young women, and you know, to develop and grow and etc. properly, it takes a lot of self-awareness, you know, an unflinchingly honest look at your behavior, understanding why you did it, etc. And I mean, it's probably one thing to own up to it of your own accord and say, I used to be a dick. It's another thing to own up to it because you're getting dropped by homeware brands because of an interview that just came out. So, I don't know, I'm going to be jaded and cynical on this one, but not that Chrissy Teigen needs to prove anything to me. I'm nothing to her, I'm nobody. But, you know, if she does change and develop, then that's good for her. But as it stands, wow. Let me know your opinions on this, guys. If you enjoyed this video, do remember to like, comment, subscribe. I make new videos whenever I feel like it. Follow me on Instagram and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!